Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis.
Here we go. Ready.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
They try to set up the bubble screen here. It's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right, you're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. They come into play number 12 in the NFL against the run.
And that play right there shows exactly why they're so good against the run. Held the line of scrimmage, held the point of attack, and stuffed him for no gain.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hot 70, hot 70.
They go play action with Jackson. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Jackson. That is caught. He's still on his feet. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34. Kamara up the middle. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Let's go, let's go.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. Stop made there by Brian Asamoah.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now a 2nd and 6. Throwing is Jackson. And it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is third down. And here's Kamara on the read option. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
I know the speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth.
Cut 19. Ready.
Now Jackson. Flush to his right. And he gives himself up, but not before he gets the conversion. They get 6 yards going for it on fourth, and now it's first and goal.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls, or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tyree Jackson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Yeah, this is pretty similar to the Wildcat plays that were bouncing around the league circa 2008 or so. The idea here, just snap it right to the guy you want to run with it. In theory, you're getting yourself an extra blocker. And here, that Wildcat runner is your quarterback, and he takes it into the end zone.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at the 39-yard line. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Down the left sideline. Still fighting for more. And he's got this all the way down to the 5-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards.
Usually in this spot, you'd hear an offensive coordinator saying, don't feel like you've got to get this all back at once. But here, they give up the opening touchdown and say, no time like the present to show what we can do too. And that's big yardage on their initial play from scrimmage.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first and goal situation. On first down, they'll run with the Wandu. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. Fourth and goal.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. So first and goal quickly turns into fourth and goal, and then fourth and goal turns into no points whatsoever.
That's a very disappointing sequence of events right there. And I, for one, would not want to be the kicker who has to run over to his head coach and explain that one.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they have the game here followed by the open date on the calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Going quickly here to Thomas. Now he's loose at the 40. Michael Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 83 yards. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Had the option to hand that one off or run it himself, but instead, a really easy, quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and got it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing, Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Oliver. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Well, the Vikings at 5-4 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good.
Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. That time a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction, huh?
In motion right, Olave. They run it again with Kamara. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On third down, here's Kamara. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. They'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Kamara is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. Now the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On third down, Cousins. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Here we go, shot. 18, Rattler, 18.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Rolling to his right. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Aaron Robinson. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Throwing is Cousins. He finds his man, complete. That's Chandler. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Cousins gets this one out wide quickly, and he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it second down. To throw is Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take over here up near the 40. So the ball changing hands on the interception. But meanwhile here, we do have an injury on the play. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive. Because remember, last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
On the move past the 40. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
Come on.
Now it's Jackson. His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Michael Ojemudia. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Ready, set.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Good route here.
To throw, Cousins. He'll get this to Nwangu. Touchdown, Vikings! Kene Nwangu, 56 yards. And the Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It's up and good, and it makes it 27-7 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And Ndamukong Suh, unblockable there as he got in there to make the stop behind the line.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Thomas goes in motion left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there.
Let's go now. Dragon 60. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Jackson now. Oh, the slant complete to Michael Thomas. Completion good for 14 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he is going to have a Saints 1st down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows 1st down.
Mustang 19. Ready.
Now Jackson on 1st down. That's complete to Moreau, the tight end. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
3 yards. And the Saints 1st down.
Here we go. Shot.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. Over the middle, complete. It's Chandler. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Now Cousins. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Cousins. Pass caught here by Osborne. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll throw again. Cousins. And now here is another interception. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Smash, smash.
They begin on the ground with Kamara.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Come on, come on.
Second and 7.
Check it.
Play action. Now Jackson. He finds his man Johnson. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Hurry!
Jackson out to his left. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Hook up of 15 yards there. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
At the 34-yard line.
Check smash. Ready.
Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
That one on the guard, Cesar Ruiz.
Let's go. 79 Broncos.
On second down, here's Jackson. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Here we go.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
74 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And this offense on third down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7.
70 Rangers. Go.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Alontae Taylor up to make the tackle.
This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They go play action. Cousins. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Cousins. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 more on that one and another first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Again, it's Cousins. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Yo. Listen to me.
Cousins.
Drops this off with Nwangu.
Touchdown!
Kene Nwangu.
With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Vikings get a bit closer.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. Cousins will try and throw. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Pushing his way through.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
On the jump.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And this is caught at the 20. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
And the Saints first down.
Here we go. Set. 19 Lions.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Okay, ready?
2nd and 10.
On the ball, now. Ready?
Now it's Jackson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. That time he took a little bit of a shot off the run-pass option.
Well, you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to draw the defenders closer to the line of scrimmage with the fake inside. When he stepped back, he thought he might have had that. Instead, they played it awfully well. Incomplete pass downfield.
And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. One last shot now for Cousins. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover.